Why am I on here looking like Cynthia from Rugrats? Because I'm really about to do it, y'all. I am really about to chop my hair off. I don't know how short I'm going to go. I done started cleaning up my little line a little bit in case I decide to go real short. It just depends on what the mood says when I get to get into it. So I just wanted to come on and share a little bit about why am I at this moment? Why do I feel like I need to chop this hair off? And look, y'all, I really had a lot of special moments at that conference. It was very emotional. It was very triggering hearing like the different stories, different cases that were dismissed or ruled as self-deletion that weren't. And it was very emotional. I had a lot of flashbacks during that. I learned a lot of information more about the law, met a lot of great people. So it was just really a special moment. There were a lot of kind-hearted people in the building. And I could really, as a spiritualist, I could really feel the energy of the people in there. And I felt like I was surrounded by people like me, people who thought like me, people who had the empathy that I did. So I really did have a good time. I really felt like I came back a new person. And a promise that I made to myself was that I wasn't going to come back and be the same. I wasn't going to come back and do the same things that I was doing. Honestly, before I left, I was really sinking into a depression and just trying not to allow myself to get there. And I realized I'm processing a lot. I'm still going through a lot. I have a lot on my plate. I'm trying to handle a lot. So I just needed to take a moment to like slow down, decompress a little bit, figure out a plan, figure out how I'm going to go about this, and just really boost myself up and say, okay, if something's going to change, I cannot come back and be the same. So with that, there's a lot of trauma associated with the hair on my head, honey. And I'm a person who, I love short hair. And I'm going to get into the story in a minute. The reason why I love short hair came from a traumatic event. I'm going to get into that. But there's a lot of trauma on his head that I've been holding on to for some years. I have been needing to big chop this hair for some years. I like to style my own hair as a spiritualist. I do not like people playing in my hair. I don't like people, I like to be gentle with my hair, okay? I like to be gentle with my strands. And a lot of beauticians, if you want to call them that nowadays, don't take the time to do what's needed to have healthy hair. So I'd rather just do it myself. I can probably count on one hand the time I've been to a salon. But with that said, I've been holding on to this hair, trying to keep it healthy, like, okay, knowing that it's damaged. I have a lot of breakage, especially in this area, my crown area. I have low density 4C hair, if you want to consider it that. My hair is like different textures and different spots. It's so crazy. Like this side, the back is the same length, but this side always tends to shrink up higher and it always looks uneven. It's crazy. So I went through a lot, I got through getting over the narcissist and still processing it years later, still processing it. I was taking care of a loved one during this time. I wasn't taking care of my hair. I was neglecting myself. I was neglecting a lot of aspects of self-care that, were important to me. And I just let certain things go as I was just healing, depressed during times, just not having the time, being worried about other people, a lot of emotional stuff. So I've been trimming my hair in little inches, by an inch at a time, trying to save it, trying to hang on to it. But it's time for something new. I realize I'm hanging on to this hair like I was hanging on to that narcissist. Just hanging on. Hanging on for what? It's time to let it go. I've been known that it's time to let it go. So I'm going to let it go. So y'all, I'm not going to... This is going to be a whole ritual for me. There's going to be some prayer and manifestations involved with this haircut. And those things are sacred to me. So those things I might share a little bit. But as far as sharing those aspects of what I do spiritually on camera, I will not. But I will show you. I'm going to show you the products that I intend on using. I keep thinking of the pixie, y'all. I don't know. Oh, I'm going to get back to that story about the trauma. I'm going to be using some Cantu products. I love Cantu products. Cantu products really work well for my hair. They coat my hair. They keep my ends like silky and smooth so I can keep my hair healthy. So I'm going to be using, after I use, what am I going to use? I'm going to use the Aunt Jackie's Cocoa Wash. And it's like a cocoa scented conditioning co-wash. No shampoo, but it's sort of it lathers like a shampoo, but it really does not strip the hair. With my strands, shampoo really strips and damages my hair. I have to be very careful about how often I shampoo my hair and what kind of shampoo I use. So this time I'm going to be co-washing. Then I'm going to be using Cantu Coil Calm Detangler. There you go. I love this stuff. This stuff's make it, it just coats my hair really well. It gives my hair a great slip, and it just makes detangling my hair very easy. After that, I'm going to be applying some Cantu Define and Shine Custard. I love what Cantu does for my hair. It just works really well. And then, you know how we be mixing products? I'm going to use, and it just takes a little bit goes a long way. So this is really going to coat my hair, make my curls shiny, silky. Gel Eco Styler, that does not work on my hair. It flakes. It just makes my hair hard and crunchy. I don't like it. This gives hold for my hair, softness, shine. Fuck it. I love Cantu products. I'm also going to be putting on some Jamaican black castor oil on my hair. That really coats my hair. I'm going to put that on before I put all the Cantu products to sort of, you know, make it silky. I can't believe I just did this whole video looking like Cynthia, but that's okay. That's okay. When I take my curls down, I don't know. I'm thinking about the Pixie. I don't know. But I know these products are going to work to bring out whatever curl I decide to do. Elastic QP feels like silk. This, what Eco Styler does for others' hair, this is what this does for my hair. But it just makes it so soft and silky. It blends well with other products, at least with the Cantu for my hair. You know how it is when you try different things. But anyway, I realized the hair I've been hanging on to is connected to a lot of trauma. And I was reminded of a lot of trauma at that conference. And one thing I really remembered that I really connected with was, you know, the reason why I wore my hair short for so many years that I ended up falling in love with. I've been natural for about 25 years now. I've been natural. So it's like before that, you know, I wore a relaxed short pixie cut. And I wore that for a long time. My hair would never reach longer than a bob, you know, real short, or that, you know, what people call the ugly stage. I love that stage. I love rocking those hairstyles. But I remember a specific incident. When I was about 11, 12 years old, I was assaulted, SA'd by two almost grown men at the time. And it feels like I will never forget them saying this to me. It ain't no fun if the homeboy can't have none. And they did what they did. That has been a moment that has stuck with me for many years, that replays in my mind sometimes at the craziest times. And so I was really reminded of that in different moments, you know. So after that experience, that sort of just, I'd already been through another event when I was 8 years old. So that trauma packed on top of that trauma, it triggered me like into this tomboy phase to where I just wanted to do everything I could just to be unattractive so men would leave me alone. So I cut all my hair. I was wearing like the little baggy clothes and baggy t-shirts. But the short hair stuck with me. Like it almost, I don't know, it almost like became my identity, because a woman, when you experience like those type of events, on top of dealing with like the projection of men in those relationships in society, it sort of angers you because people, it's like men always have something to say about your hair throughout the process, throughout traumatizing you, throughout trying to destroy your self-esteem. These are the type of things I've been through. There's always complexity when it comes to styling our hair. Will we be accepted? So I fell out of love with my hair. I'm trying to fall back in love with my hair without restriction, without fear of judgment, trying to love myself, fall back in love with my hair. And also the benefit of shorter hair is going to be that it's going to be easier for me to take care of. Holding on to it. Look at that. That's how you can see damage right there. You see that? All that needs to go. Uneven frayed ends. But I really had a lot of damage just when I was neglecting myself. So anyway, it's about to go. So fam, what you think? You like? I like it. I like it. I love a short, sassy, but classy haircut. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm struggling with the, feeling completely feminine, even though I've done a big chop multiple times. It still takes me a little time to get used to the cut, to feel feminine, to feel pretty. I get triggered by the unwanted comments that men seem to feel like they have to tell you about yourself, about your hair. They have to let you know that they don't approve of your appearance. So, I already know a level of that is going to exist. You know how it is when you pull a different or you attract a different type of man based off the hairdo that you have. So I'm sort of dreading all that, but at the same time, just starting fresh, giving my hair what it needed, being able to enjoy the stage of my hair. I love short hair. I just think it's so beautiful. And I'm just trying to get back in the feel of it. I like it. What do you all think? Is there anyone out there who is considering the big chop? Are you nervous? And what are you nervous about? I know for me, especially these past few years, I've been struggling with, trying to save my hair because I had gotten to a length that I hadn't seen before. And it was exciting, especially when I straightened my hair. But it was unhealthy. I just needed to let go. And the lesson here at the end of the day, if it's time to let go, it's time to let go. So that you can make room for something new, for it to flourish, and so that you can enjoy the next journey. And that's what this haircut represents for me, fam. I'll talk to you soon. Love you.